Hello friends, in this video I will talk about when and how to seek feedback at your workplace. Now before even I go into talking the when and the how, it is important to understand why is that you want to get feedback. Primarily there are two reasons. One is to learn, just because you want to learn and you want to understand how you can improve on some activity or some skill of yours, so you want to get feedback on your performance or on your actions so you know how you can improve on it. And second is to seek an assessment on your performance with regards to your rating, your calibration, your promotion, and so on and so forth. So these are the two reasons why primarily you would be seeking feedback. Now let's talk about how you should go about seeking the feedback in each of the scenarios. I will talk about the latter scenario first, which is the feedback that you seek in order to seek an opinion on your performance so that you can get a rating which can help you get promoted or advance in your career or get you a bonus or increment and so on and so forth. So how you should go about seeking such a feedback and when you should be asking for this feedback. Now one call out before we move further. I have two requests for you. One, press the like button so I stay motivated, and second, subscribe button so you get notified as soon as I put a new content on this channel. Now on this channel I post videos twice a week pertaining to career and financial success for early and mid-career professionals. Now additionally, in case you want me to continue making unbiased content, you can support me by payments on my Patreon account. I will leave the link to that account in the description of this video. Now let's get rolling into the video. Now in short, the best time to seek such a feedback is soon after you've delivered something major and of quality, like you performed a big presentation, you delivered a big project, everyone is happy of you, you are confident and you're proud with regards to what you've delivered. Again, it can be a presentation, a delivery, an execution, or a project that you completed, anything that you really aced. So this is the time for you to seek feedback from the key stakeholders. The stakeholders who have a say or an impact on your performance rating, on your performance qualification towards the end of the year. So make sure you seek feedback from them who've seen your great work, who are part or at the receiving end of that great work, but also have an impact or also have a say in your rating. So this is your time to go ask for feedback from these individuals. Again, the idea is not to ask for feedback just before the performance review. No, you rather ask for feedback exactly after delivering something strong for those key stakeholders who have a say and an impact in your performance review, let's say towards the end of the year. So even if it's not towards the end of the year, maybe let's say it is March and your performance review is in December, and you deliver something strong in March, soon after that delivery, go and ask for feedback. And talking about how you ask for feedback, you can simply go and check with them and ask them, can you share some feedback on my performance, how I've done so far, or how I can get better? It can be any random thing regarding feedback, using the word feedback, but the timing is important, which is soon after you've delivered something great. So what will happen? They will obviously have great things to talk about. So the question is, how will this feedback, let's say that you're seeking towards the early part of the year, will help in your performance review, in your rating, in your promotion towards the end of the year? There is a huge time lag. So why go ask for feedback now? Why not just deliver throughout the year, some plus, some minus, some good projects, some average projects, and towards the end of the year, you just simply ask for feedback. So why is that you need to ask for feedback exactly after you've performed something great? And why not let it be towards the end of the year? Let me explain this by using a simple example. Now, all of us have certain problems. There are times when we don't really think about our problems because we are just busy in the daily routine of the day and we've not given a lot of thought about the problems that exist around us. We are aware of them, but we don't talk about them, we don't register them on daily basis. Rather, we have not even thought about them in detail. However, if you go to a person and you ask them, can you please tell me what are your problems? Can you list like 5 problems? And suddenly this individual who's never thought about their problems will start thinking about what problems they have. And maybe they've never even had a problem in their mind because they never thought about it. But now since you're forcing them or you're asking them to give you like 5 or 3 or 2 problems from their life, they will go around thinking about what problems they have. So they will enforce a problem that may not be a problem to begin with, or may not be a huge problem, but now you've activated their mind. So they will think about certain problems that they have, and then they'll share it with you. And as soon as they share it with you, they've registered it. They've registered that these are the two problems they have. So next time if someone asks them, what are the problems that you have, they don't even have to think twice, because they will refer back to the question that was asked of them earlier, and whatever they shared at that time, they'll kind of repeat the same. This is exactly what happens with the feedback. So there is this stakeholder who has an impact on your promotion, who will go to your manager, and at the end of the year, your manager will ask them, how did you perform? Because you are like their business partner. You want to make sure you register a feedback with them soon after you've performed something good. So the feedback they register is a great feedback. So this individual has not thought of anything about you, has not given any thought about you, has not ever evaluated you. So you deliver this great project, you come to him or her and you ask, can you give me some feedback? And suddenly they will start to jog their memory in terms of when did they work with you last. And they just worked with you a week back where you delivered a great project, and it has such a strong recency effect that they will suddenly start talking about that particular project. And they'll say how good you are, how great you are. Now, since you delivered such a great job, they will be all talking good things about you. So that will mask any prior miss that you had before that, any small miss that you had. They will not register, they will not talk about it, because they will talk about the recent thing. And as soon as they're done talking about the recent performance that you've delivered, now they've registered that feedback in their mind, because previously they didn't give you any thought, because they didn't think about evaluating you. No one asked them before, and they were just busy with their daily life. And suddenly now when you ask them for a feedback, they've registered that particular feedback, which is all good. So let's say after 4 or 5 months, even if you don't deliver much, or you deliver just on average, someone asks them, can you give me feedback on Behrouz? How has Behrouz been performing? What will they talk about? They'll suddenly open that feedback that they've already registered in their mind about you, and they will talk about that feedback. So they've registered a positive feedback, and they'll carry that feedback. Now, the assumption here is that you continue to do good work. Even if it's not the best work, you continue to do good work, so there aren't any misses, but you perform on average. However, when someone goes and asks them, how has Behrouz performed, they will certainly open the positive registration and talk that with your manager or whoever is seeking that feedback. So come year end, when your promotion is being talked, when your performance is being evaluated, and someone asks them about feedback on you, suddenly they'll open their mind that particular chapter where they gave you good feedback, because that is the last time they registered feedback on you, and they'll share that feedback with your manager. Now, contrary to this approach, let's assume you only ask for feedback towards the end of the year. And imagine there isn't much great stuff that you deliver towards the end of the year. Maybe it was just average or good stuff. Now this individual, when they think about you towards the end of the year, they don't think about the project that you did in March. They have a recency bias. So they only think about the projects you've done in past 1 or 2 months. And if they were average products or average projects or average performance, they will just talk average evaluation or give you average evaluation or talk average performance for you, because they will forget about the great project you did earlier in the year. However, if you made sure that you ask for a feedback during that time, as soon as you delivered that great project, that particular feedback is now registered with them. They've communicated it to you, they've said it, they've registered it. So even when they're sharing average feedback with your manager towards the end of the year, they will still make sure they talk about that great feedback they gave you earlier, because that is the part which has been registered with them, even if it is not recent. So net, make sure as soon as you delivered something great, you go to your stakeholders, pretend kind of dumb, and just ask them, can you just share some feedback on how I'm doing, how I can do things better, anything that I can improve on? And they will give you great feedback, register it, and then use that registry again and again when they are asked for feedback in future. Now comes the second part, or the second intent of asking for feedback, which is to learn, which is to really make sure you improve on something. It is not just to register some positive performance or positive feedback from someone, rather you really want to improve on something. Here, the timing really doesn't matter. Although I would argue it would be nice to get feedback soon after you've performed something so you can ask for feedback on that performance. So there is some recency there. It is fresh in the mind of the person you are seeking feedback from, as against asking them for feedback on your performance that you delivered 2 months ago. So make sure it's kind of recent. So the timing is not really important except for the fact that you want it to be fresh in memory. What is important here is how you ask for feedback. Here, don't use the word feedback because feedback word has a negative connotation. When you ask someone for feedback, they think that they need to talk probably good about you, but also need to tell you how you can improve on something. Although the intent here is that they give you something to improve on, but when they give you feedback, it is kind of transactional. They are not attached to it. It's kind of, they are the third person, they're looking you from behind, they're just observing and giving feedback. However, if you ask them, can you give me an advice? Now suddenly they're emotionally invested. And the reason they're emotionally invested is they give you an advice and now they want that advice to work for you. Because when the advice you take from them, you apply it and it works for you, they look good because they've given an advice to you which really worked. This works with me as well, because I coach and mentor people and people reach out to me for a lot of help with regards to their interview, financial planning, career and all. Every advice that I give them, I also want that advice to work, because once that advice works, they get back to me saying, wow, you gave me such a great advice, I applied it and it worked, and you're such a great person, such a great idea. So I feel good about that. This is what happens when you go to someone and they give you an advice at workplace. They want that advice to work for you. So don't ask for feedback, because feedback again is kind of detached. Ask for an advice. So let's say here an individual gives you an advice regarding how you can improve your presentation skills. Now they will be invested in you. So they would want to give you opportunity where you can demonstrate that skill, that advice, and get better in your presentation skill. So later when you really get better, you either come back to them and thank them, or they look at you getting better and feel good about it, that this is because of me that you are getting better. This is because of my advice. So make sure you ask for advice and not for feedback when you really want to learn something. I also made a video where I talk about how you can use this tip of seeking advice in order to leverage your mentor to help you get promoted or help you get right performance rating in your career. So check out that video here. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you found this video helpful. And in case you did, I'm sure you'll find another video on my channel very helpful, where I share this tip of seeking advice as against seeking feedback, and how you can use this tip to leverage a mentor in order to help you get promoted or get you the right rating at your workplace. So check out that video. Other than that, I have another video where I talk about how to manage your manager, one of the most important skills. Check out that video here as well. Thank you.